Thank you very much.
You're
So
welcome.
I'm just kind of, from our side, I completely get where you are at. So we're all psychologists here at Innovation Bubble. And so we work with audiences, and it doesn't make a difference to us whether it's employees, customers, patients, whatever it might be. So humans are humans. So, and our job is to actually identify what's real as opposed to what is post-rationalized. So people will tell you something, and I know this from CEOs and marketing managers will say, well, they told us orange and we built orange and we got all our customer data on orange and all our journey mapping was about orange, and yet they're buying yellow. What we do as psychologists is we have a number of engines and we're trained in looking at that non-conscious world. So there's a big study that came out from Harvard last year, which was actually quite a shock to the CX world. I don't know if you saw it, but it basically said that they did a 15-year study in decision making, and they put people in those MRI scanners, you know, for the kind of like the brain mapping, and they looked at consultants and financial advisors and all sorts of people you think would be smart and logical, and they concluded that 90% of the time these people didn't know why they were making the decisions they were making, and so asking them was only getting about 20% of the reality.
Yeah, what I was thinking of, Simon, is that the advantage would be if you could do a combination of the two. So basically, you know, we collect the voice of the customer through Semantica, and you collect, I would consider it more the brain of the customer. In other words, not what he just says, but what he really means, right? So and then combining the analytic part, you know, to be able to then see the effect of your work by using the statistical, you know, tools that Semantic would have to re-examine after we tweak their brain, if you will, what the effect is, right? You know, in other words, right? Okay.
And Esther, another example I give you, this shows you how counterintuitive people are. So we just worked with a big gambling online kind of gaming company. They were told from all their voice of the customer and all their journey mapping data that customers they gamble because they want excitement. Kind of makes sense. So they went with that, and then they played through all this excitement with all their comms, marketing, sales, online, offline stuff.
Yeah.
They lost 9% of their market as a result.
Oh, wow.
And you can imagine they're like, hang on a minute, people have told us that they gamble because it's exciting. We've got all the data in front of us that actually confirms that they gamble because they want excitement. What the hell's going on? So to cut a long story short, we did this kind of non-conscious stuff, and actually we found out that people gamble excitement happens after they gamble. They don't gamble to get
when they win.
Yeah, if they win. It's an element of control. You ask these people who gamble, and you asked about their work lives, and say, well, you know, in terms of your decisions then, how much input do you have? And they say, well, I have an answer or a solution, but my boss doesn't really listen to it, or they change it. I have to change it to fit in with the team. So I don't actually get any control there. There's no feedback. I don't feel any sense of purpose that my answer was the actual right one because it's changed. What about personal relationships? Well, I want a 9, my partner wants a 2, and we end up with a 4. I've got no control there either. However, with this online stuff, I can choose what to gamble on, So it's actually about control. So that's the non-conscious reason. So we reskinned all their marketing about control. Suddenly they got 27% market share increase.